Hello friends, welcome to UGPG Mathematics. In today's video, we are going to discuss some questions from DHO entrance exam which was held in 2018. Now this is question number 5. We say that which one of the following is an incorrect statement. तो आपको incorrect statement choose करना है इसमें से. First option is every subset of a linearly independent set is linearly independent. The second option is the singleton zero set is a linearly dependent set. The third option is every set which contains a linearly dependent set is linearly dependent. And the fourth option is every set containing zero is linearly independent. So let us just first see the definition of linearly independent set. So a set, say S, is equal to, take some elements in this V1, V2 up to say Vn is linearly independent if we have the following. Suppose you have a scalar combination alpha I Vi, runs from 1 to n is equal to 0, then this implies alpha I is equal to 0 for all I, where I runs from 1 to n. So suppose you have scalar combination is equal to 0, namely this is just alpha 1 v1 plus alpha 2 v2 up to alpha n vn. If this scalar combination is equal to 0, then we must have all the scalars alpha I is equal to 0. So this is the definition of a linearly independent set. Now similarly we can write this as, so the definition of linearly dependent set is, suppose we have, so linearly dependent set, if we take the linear combination alpha I Vi is equal to 0, and if in this linear combination suppose there is some alpha I which is non-zero, that means for some alpha I, if this scalar is not 0, then we say that this S is linearly dependent set, right? So whenever, so this statement says that alpha 1 v1 alpha 2 v2 plus alpha n vn is equal to 0, then if there is some alpha I, a scalar is not 0 for some I, then in this case we say that this set S is linearly dependent set. So let us look at this first option. Now every subset of a linearly independent set is linearly independent. So take a linearly independent set first. So take S is linearly independent set, and this statement says that every subset of this set is linearly independent. So take T is a subset of S, and we need to show that this T is linearly independent. By the way, this is correct statement. I will show that this T, so my claim is to prove that this T is linearly independent, right? So let us prove this. So here, now the definition of linearly independent set means what? You take linear combination equal to 0 and show that all the alpha i's, the scalars are 0. So let me first write this set as S is equal to, say, some elements v1, v2, vm, and T is a subset of S, so T is just equal to, say, v1, v2, v3 and so on up to vn, and where this n is less equal m, right? Because T is a subset of this set S, so it has elements less equal the elements of this, right? Number of elements in T is less equal number of elements in S, so this n is less equal m. Now let us just apply the definition here. So now take linear combination of these elements, because we need to prove that this is linearly independent. So take this linear combination is equal to 0. where this I runs from 1 to n, right? So this gives us alpha 1 v1, alpha 2 v2, and so on. Vn is equal to 0. And suppose we have this linear combination is equal to 0. Now we have to show that all these alpha i's are 0, all the scalars are 0. So now just look at this. We can write this linear combination as alpha 1 v1, alpha 2 v2, and so on, plus alpha n vn plus. Now this n up to this n, this is over. Now let us assume that Vn is somewhere here, right? So we can write this as some alpha n plus 1, Vn plus 1, and so on up to the last entry, say alpha m Vn. Sorry. Now we can write this linear combination as 0 times all these elements. So suppose here Vn plus 1 is there, then up to Vm. So write this as 0 times Vn plus 1 plus 0 times Vn plus 2, and so on, plus 0 times Vm is equal to 0, the RHS. So this linear combination is same as this, right? Because up to this it is same, and all these quantities is just the sum of 0, right? 0 times anything is 0, 0, 0, 0, and take addition, so it is 0. So this linear combination is equal to this. Now this v1, v2, vn up to vn, and vn up to vm, these elements are of the set S, and we know that this set is linearly independent, right? So actually this is a linear combination of elements of the set S, and which is linearly independent. So look at the definition. Whenever we have linear combination is equal to 0, this says that all the scalars are 0. That means this gives us alpha I is equal to 0 for all I, where this I runs from 1 to up to this n, then up to m, right? Now just note that this alpha I is equal to 0 for all these numbers. That means clearly alpha 1 is equal to 0, equal to alpha 2 is equal to alpha 3. All these are 0 up to alpha n, right? So whenever we have this linear combination is equal to 0, all these scalars are 0, right? So this T is a linearly independent set by this definition. So every subset of linearly independent set is linearly independent. So this is the correct statement. But the question is about incorrect statement. So now let us check for the second option. So second option says that this singleton 0 set is linearly dependent set. So let us see this is linearly dependent or not. So let us take S is equal to the set 0, right? So we can write this 0 as, say, 1 times 0, right? Because this is just a linear combination of this element, right? Because suppose you take S is equal to, say, V1, it is equal to 0. This is just a single element 0. So when you take the linear combination, in the linear combination we have just one term, right? Say alpha 1 into V1 is equal to 0, right? Now I have this V1 is equal to 0, and I need to prove that this alpha I is 0 or not. Then that will imply this set is linearly dependent or not. So let us just replace this alpha 1 by 1, right? Because we can write this as 0 as 1 into 0 or 2 into 0 or anything into 0. So this gives us this scalar 1 is not 0, right? That means in the linear combination we have the scalar is not 0. So by this definition there is some scalar which is not 0. Therefore this set is linearly dependent, right? So this statement is also a correct statement. Every set which contains a linearly dependent set is linearly dependent. That means if we take any linearly dependent set, say S is linearly dependent set, then if this linearly dependent set is in some set, then that set becomes linearly dependent. So that means if we have S is a subset of T, then this is linearly dependent set which sits inside some set T, then this T becomes linearly dependent. So this is our option number 3. So is this true? So this is a correct statement. It is, I will prove this. So what is our aim? So S is a subset of T and such that S is linearly independent. Then our claim is to prove that this T is linearly dependent set, right? So how to proceed? We just take the linear combination of elements of T and show that in the linear combination there is some alpha I which is not 0, and then this T becomes linearly dependent. So take S is equal to the set, say V1, V2, V3 up to say Vn, and T which is this S is a subset of T. So let us take V1, V2 and so on up to Vn, then Vn plus 1, so on up to Vn. And now just take n less equal m, because S is a subset of T. So the number of elements in S is less equal number of elements in T. So this n must be less equal m. Now just note that this S is linearly dependent set, right? So this gives us whenever this linear combination alpha I Vi I runs from 1 to n is equal to 0, this gives us alpha I is not equal to 0 for some I runs from 1 to n by the definition of linearly dependent set, right? Now we can write this linear combination as, just modify this as say alpha 1 V1, alpha 2 V2, so on, plus alpha n Vn, plus now just take 0 times Vn plus 1 plus 0 times Vn plus 2, so on, plus 0 times Vm is equal to 0, because the right hand side is as it is 0. Now these terms are just 0 plus 0 plus 0, so it is 0, and this alpha I Vi, the summation up to n is equal to this thing is here, right? So this is just a modification of this linear combination. But now just note that this V1, V2, Vn plus 1, Vn plus 2 up to Vm, these are the elements of this set T, right? So we have a linear combination of elements of the set T with which is equal to 0. The linear combination is equal to 0, but there is some alpha I which is not 0 for some I, right? Because from here we have some alpha I which is not equal to 0. So here also there is some alpha I which is not equal to 0, and this alpha I will play the role of this alpha I, right? So in the linear combination there is some scalar which is not 0, and that means this set T is linearly dependent. So this statement is also a correct statement. It is about incorrect statement. All these statements are correct, so this must be incorrect. But let us see why this is incorrect. So a set, every set which contains 0 is linearly independent set. So take S is a set which contains 0, that means it contains 0 and some vectors. If there are some vectors with this 0, let us write this. right? So this set S is which contains 0, and now we just have to prove that this is incorrect, right? So we need to prove that this is linearly dependent, right? So our claim is just to prove that S is linearly dependent, right? So what is the definition of linearly dependent set? Whenever we have this scalar combination is equal to 0, then all the scalars must be equal to 0. So take the linear combination of this. Now we can take any linear combination. So we can write linear combination is equal to, say, 1 into 0 plus 0 into v1 plus 0 into v2 and so on plus 0 into vn, and take the linear combination is equal to 0, this thing. Now let us look at this. This scalar is 0, this scalar is also 0, this is also 0. But look at this scalar. This scalar 1 is not equal to 0, right? So there is some, this gives, there is some scalar, here it is 1, which is not 0, right? So there exists some non-zero scalar, and therefore by this definition this set is linearly dependent set, right? So if we have any set which contains 0, then it becomes linearly dependent set. It is very important, you just remember this. If you have any set which contains this vector 0 vector, then it becomes linearly dependent set. So this is not correct or incorrect. So another question, this is question number 6. If we have u and v are two vectors in an inner product space with norm of u plus v is equal to 10 and norm of u minus v is equal to 2 and norm of v is equal to 4, then norm of u is equal to, the options are 6, 4, 2 and 8. Now for this we need to remember one important equality. So here whenever we have any vector, say w, then its norm square is equal to inner product of this vector with itself. So inner product of w with w is equal to norm of w square for all w in, say, v, where v is a inner product space. Now just write this in this form. So this norm of u plus v, its square, is equal to inner product of u plus v with itself, right? So let us simplify this. So this is just u inner product with u plus v inner product with u plus v, right? So this is, we can write this as u with inner product u, then plus inner product of u with v, then v with u, and lastly inner product of v with v, right? Now just use this. So whenever this inner product is just, whenever we have inner product of u with itself, it is just norm of u square plus u with v with v with u plus this is norm of v square, right? Now similarly write this. So norm of u minus v, its square, is equal to norm of inner product of u minus v with u minus v. Now you again apply this the same thing. We will get this as u with u minus v minus v with u minus v, the inner product. This is same as the inner product of u with u minus inner product of u with v minus inner product of v with u, and the last, this minus and this minus becomes plus, and this is just inner product of v with v, right? Now this is same as inner product of u with u is same as the norm of u square minus this is inner product of u with v minus inner product of v with u plus this is norm of v square, right? Now we have given these quantities, this norm of u minus v, norm of u plus v, norm of v, and we have to calculate norm of u. So just add these two. So by adding these two, we will get norm of u plus v the whole square plus norm of u minus v the whole square is equal to, add this. So this is 2 times norm of u square. This is plus, this is minus, plus minus. So this will get cancelled with this, and this is just norm v square plus norm v square. It is 2 times norm of v square. Right. Now norm of u plus v is equal to 10. So 10 square is 100 plus norm of u minus v, its square is 4. It is equal to 2 times norm of u square as it is plus 2 times norm of v square. Now norm of v is equal to 4. So its square into 4 square is 16 into 2. So this is just equal to 2 times norm of u square plus 32. Right. Now, so this gives us 72 is equal to 2 times norm of u square. This gives us norm of u square is equal to this 72 by 2, which is equal to 36, and hence this norm of u is equal to, take the square root on both the sides, we will get this is equal to 6. So this norm of u square, norm of u is equal to 6. So first option is the correct option.